Good morning, esteemed viewers and followers, wherever you might be getting our signals from. This is Fine TV Gambia, your only viewpoint. And of course, it is a return of your political banter show here on Fine TV Gambia. And then with me here is Omar Revolutionist Sanyang, as commonly called. And it's important to know that Omar is a political science student, a third-year political science student at the University of the Gambia, and of course, a young politician. It could be recalled that Omar Sanyang was one of those, candidates who vied for the position of councillorship at the Summit Award under the ticket of PDOIS. But today, our central discussion would be centered on, the great saga right now in the country, and that is like the cross-carpeted of Momodou Sabally to the national ruling party, which is the NPP. But before we proceed with the proceedings, we may allow Omar to greet with the viewers there.
All right, thank you very much, esteemed viewers from wherever you might be seeing us from. Like rightly mentioned by Ibrahim, my names are Omar Sanyang, but commonly called Omar Revolutionist Sanyang. I'm a third-year political science and major and history minor at the University of the Gambia. It's a pleasure being here, Ibrahim.
You are welcome, Omar. Omar, like we alluded on earlier, the central theme, or let's say the discussion of this particular, program would be centered on the recent, saga in this country. That is like the then campaign manager for the UDP has carpeted to the national ruling party, which is the NPP. So, Omar, for the start, how do you see Sabally's this decision that Sabally took as of now?
Right. Thank you very much. This is a really important question. Look in the fact that you understand that it's politics. Sometimes we might agree that there is no permanent friend and no permanent enemy in politics, but sometimes we also agree that there are permanent friends and there are permanent enemies in politics. It depends on whether you are in a political party because you subscribe to the ideas of that political party, or whether you are there for your own benefit gain. So you'll understand that Sabally came to UDP for a particular mission, that is thinking that UDP is going to win the 2021 elections, and things does not go in their favor. So Sabally was there just to make sure that he is able to, remove the ban that is on him, that he cannot hold any public office in the country. So you understand that the move of Sabally from National People's Party, that is NPP, from the move from United Democratic Party to National People's Party, you'll understand that probably Sabally wants to uplift the ban that is on him to make sure that he can also serve in the government. But you understand that, like I said earlier on, permanent friend and permanent enemies, it depends on ideas. Whether you are in United Democratic Party, you subscribe to the ideas of United Democratic Party, or you subscribe to the idea of DOI, or you subscribe to the idea of any other political party in the country. So you understand that it is a central figure, that I belong to a political party because of an idea, an ideology. That is why I am there. For instance, you might talk about DOI. You ask, why are you in DOI? I will tell you that I subscribe to the ideas of DOI. But you ask Sabally, why are you in UDP? He might not be able to tell you that I am there because of the ideas of UDP. Sabally knows what he wants in UDP and knows what he does not want in UDP. So because they cannot be able to, or they weren't able to win the hearts and minds of the Gambian people in 2021 elections, Sabally decided to cross-campaign to NPP. So that is the only thing, or that is the only motive why Sabally cross-campaign. Because he's broke economically, because you understand that the people like Sabally are not fit to be in our public offices. You understand, most especially politics.
Why?
You understand that politics is a serious game. Politics is very serious.
So in a nutshell, are you saying that Sabally is not serious?
He's not.
What are your reasons?
It's not. Politicians should not be jumping from one place to another inside of greener pastures. But politics is not all about. It's not all about your own personal interest. It's about the interest of the people. But are you in a political party to serve the needs and aspirations of the people, or you are there to gain your own benefit gains? So you understand that Sabally's move from UDP to NPP is economically motivated. So
would you also believe that Sabally has what we call political right, that he has the right to associate any political party that he wishes to associate himself?
That is very right. Everybody is having your own right to belong to a political party of your choice. That nobody can take that away from them. But that is why I told you that you join a political party because you subscribe to their ideas. That is why we should join political parties. That is why we should be in political parties. That yes, I am in DOI. I subscribe to the ideas of DOI. I believe what DOI is saying is the only solution for this country. So there, I choose to be in DOI. And I believe in the ideas of DOI. Everything that DOI has to preach, I believe in it. I have to make sure that I help DOI to preach those ideas. So Sabally moving from UDP to NPP, yes, constitutionally it is not bad, but you think about the repercussions after that. What will people say about Sabally? Because we understand that Sabally has been cross-carpeting all his political career, from APRC to UDP to NPP. It is even possible that even if UDP happens to win next elections, Sabally can join UDP again. Nobody knows, so because he keep on cross, because there is no central idea that holds Sabally in UDP. It's because Sabally wants his economically he wants to be there because he's broke right now. As I am talking to you now, he's broke. Everybody can say that. Sabally moves because of economic gain. His move is economically motivated.
So meaning like you are saying that Sabally moved to NPP not because he's going to subscribe to the ideology of NPP, but he moved for a personal interest. That is, for him to enrich himself. Are you saying that?
Yeah, that is very clear. That Sabally himself stood in so many platforms and talk about how bad NPP government is, and talk about how cunning they are, and talk about how clueless they are. You will understand that when Dr. Cisse joined NPP, Sabally stood and started congratulating Sidin Jai and congratulating the clueless team. They call them clueless team, Afro Nation, like they can be do that. Understand that Sabally is saying all sorts of words because he was not impressed with what NPP is preaching. But what suddenly motivates Sabally? So because NPP haven't changed their dynamic. NPP is NPP. Their political, ideologies are the same. Nothing has changed in NPP that can even attract the eyes of the people. But Sabally joined basically for economic reasons. His move from UDP to NPP is economically motivated.
So do you think that there is no other problem within UDP that serve as a push factor for Sabally to leave UDP for NPP? So what I heard from you is like basically, the push factor, or the greatest factor that pushed Sabally to move from NPP to from UDP to NPP is because of economic gain. So do you think there is any other factor that might push Sabally to move?
That might not be very clear to me because I'm not part of the political party. But all what I can say, I can talk from the surface part of it. That is what are people saying? What are we saying? What do we think that Sabally's move is motivated? So we think that yes, probably there might be that I do not know. There might be little internal, fracas in the political party when it comes to leadership, that everybody will be thinking that maybe if Baba is gone, Sabally might be able to touch it. Sabally might also have this idea that maybe most of the people of UDP do not like me, so they might not want me to come in as their flag bearer. But Sabally is holding a central position in United Democratic Party, campaign manager. You campaign even for the president, the presidential candidates. You campaign for the national government. You campaign for councillors. You campaign for mayors and chairmen. So he's holding a central position at United Democratic Party. That if he can utilize that position to make sure that he impact the lives and livelihoods that he claimed that he should impact, then we will not have any problem with Sabally. And I think United Democratic Party will not have any problem with Sabally. People outside United Democratic Party like what I said earlier on, politics is a serious game. Sabally and then they like.
So, but do are politicians taking this as a serious game? That is question.
Is Sabally taking it as a serious game?
No, do
other politics.
No, it's only about Sabally. We've seen Sidin Jai and others here. In fact, it doesn't start with Sabally. I think this is not Sabally. In fact, is coming up, but like it started with other people who cross carpet from one political party to another. So like these people are politicians. So could we justify? Could you justify this? Are you going to call these people politicians, or you are going to call them opportunists? Who are they?
They are economic junglers. They are opportunists. These are individuals who join politics simply because they want to enrich themselves. That is the sad reality. They join politics not basically that they want to impact lives and livelihoods of the people, but they want to gain economy. That is yes, for me and many conscious Gambians, that they join politics because you will understand that after them joining NPP, the ruling party, nothing has changed. Right now, as I'm talking to you, a pot of sugar is $17. As I'm talking to you, the pot of sugar is $17. And Barrow is claiming to add tax next year. That means everything is going to skyrocket once again. Where are we really heading to?
But
Or is it that they do not see that?
But Barrow will tell you these are global problems. Like countries are facing so many challenges. So how would you justify that also?
Countries are facing challenges, but government put mechanisms to make sure that those challenges don't directly affect the citizens. That is what serious countries do.
Not to deviate, Omar. Not to deviate from the main discuss, Omar. So, Omar, what do you think Sabally should do first, or what do you think should be, the stand of Sabally before joining the ruling party?
Consistency is very important when it comes to politics.
So, are you saying that Sabally is not consistent?
He's not.
What are your reasons?
Politicians need to be consistent. When I say this today, you will come back tomorrow, the day after tomorrow, ask me the same thing, and I will say the same thing. That is consistency. That is telling you how serious I am on my ground. That I want to impact lives and livelihoods of my people. And I am very serious with that. That I will not back down for nobody. So Sabally needs to be consistent. I said this today. I said it, they can do them, Afro Nation. You come and ask me today or tomorrow, I will tell you that they can do them. It's an Afro Nation. That I will tell you. That means I am consistent on whatsoever that I am to say. You have to be consistent. People are hearing you. Whatsoever you said, whether you know it or not, is directly or indirectly impacting the lives and livelihoods of the people. So essentially, Sabally should be consistent and let him do what you preach. It's very important. Do what you preach. Don't be the multi-politician. Here, you are here, today you are here, tomorrow you are there. It does not sound well. It does not even tell well about your personality. You know, people think, but integrity is very important in politics. Integrity is key. Not even in politics, in our daily lives. Integrity. My personality. I will not want to do something that the nation will come and then hunt me for in the near future. Or I will not want to do something that will jeopardize my personal relationship with people. I will not want to do something that is going to hurt people simply because of politics. Yes, even if I am to do that, it is going to be on reasons. Tangible reasons for that matter, reasons that can impact lives and livelihoods of the people that I want to serve. So leadership is all about, being a politician is all about service. Serving the people that you are living with. Yes, this is why I do not want people to be calling themselves the voice of the voiceless. Everybody is having voice. Maybe you are the fortunate individual to speak on their behalf, but they can also speak on their behalf. But the moment that they entrust these powers with you should serve to the utmost best. So you should not be jumping from one place to another. Somebody has been jumping from one place to another, jumping from one place. I can tell you, I said this earlier on last year. I said it to one of my brother that don't be surprised if Sabally joins NPP.
And it happened.
It happens.
So I am predicting that
I am vindicated.
That happened to rule this country. In 2026, Sabally might also
join UDP again.
So do you think like this? To some extent, we should not blame Sabally, but we should blame the people who are within the political party. But like after all, they're the people who succumb and accept. Sabally and other individuals. It's not only Sabally. Sabally, perhaps he is a national figure because of him. Like people see him like, but like not only Sabally, see the other staff, don't it? And see that today is the fourth. Most powerful. So like basically, it's not only about Sabally. It happens to many people. So like you are saying the primary reason. What Sabally should do is was to ensure that he remains an opposition. And to ensure that he impact our lives and livelihood. Are you saying that?
Yeah, Sabally is playing a crucial role being an opposition, because if you followed him most of the time, so you'll understand that Sabally gives criticism, constructive criticism sometimes. That is how opposition political parties should do. You criticize, but constructively, and you understand that previously Sabally was doing some of these constructive criticisms, criticizing the government and giving them solutions. Criticizing them and then tell them, I think these are the ways that we should do them. But that doesn't necessarily mean that I should join their political party. Political parties are built based on ideas. But it's very important that you join a political party that does not have an idea. You do not expect them to stay in that political ring, in that political bandwagon. You cannot tell me that NPP has an idea. They have been campaigning 2021. You will never hear them saying these are the central ideas of National People's Party. When you talk about DOI, you will understand that the transformative agenda, everybody knows about it. who knows that DOI is preaching this agenda, the transformative agenda. You go to online, you find it. So what is NPP preaching? What are they telling us? What are they going to do? The only thing they will tell you is national development plan. That is not the agenda of National People's Party. But that is the developmental agenda of the central government. So you understand that yes, Sabally was giving constructive criticism about some of the national development plan. But Sabally joining the bandwagon now, knowing fully well that there is no central idea that this political party is built upon. What do you think will happen? Because Sabally cannot tell us that he is there to join the government to work. Because the only thing that we are seeing is building ways, roads. When people are hungry, you don't expect them to use those roads when they are hungry.
But Omar, you can't belittle, the effort that they are doing to construct roads. Roads are fundamental, and of course now, if you go around the upper river region, transportation is being eased now. So, are you just trying to, say, those roads that are constructed are not fit for purpose?
Infrastructural development is the cheapest development a country or a nation or a government can ever have. That is from me. Infrastructural development.
Why?
Because you can go and then take loans and grants from wheresoever that you can have them from and then come and then build ways or roads. But what is the essence of the roads if people are hungry? You think people are going to use those roads when they are hungry?
Interesting.
You think people will go to how can people even use those roads if they do not have proper, health care? Yes, you can go use the road to go to the hospital. After using the road to go to the hospital, you do not have proper health system. That when the president is sick, will go to America or other parts of the world for his, medication. But when you and I are sick, what will we do? So we go to the hospital. So you understand that Sabally is having an idea on all these things, that he can be used as an opposition to change the narrative. But Sabally joining him, it's just like adding, salt to the injury. It's already over. It's clueless people. And you cannot tell me that you are the only individual with clue that can change that. Even in our democratic spectrum, besides that, majority carries the vote. So the party is full of clueless individuals who do not understand what government is. And Sabally joining him thinking that he's having the knowledge and wisdom to change. They can only be in the opposition bench to change that. That is when they come to power, the clue people, individuals with ideas. Those that are not clueless, those that are with ideas. When they come into power, they can be able to change the narrative. But if you join the clueless people, how do you expect to change the nation?
Interesting. Omar, not to waste more time, Omar, what do you think this will bring for Sabally? Is Sabally still maintaining his public trust, or like what benefits would this bring to small Sabally?
Sabally as an individual.
As an individual.
Like I said earlier on my deliberation, I said that Sabally joined NPP because of economic gain. That is the only thing it can bring to Sabally. Because I do not think conscious Gambians will now listen to Sabally anymore.
Conscious Gambians.
Gambians.
What if you say conscious Gambian?
Individuals who think politics is a serious game, not just like politics for own personal interest, but who think politics is the only way to change the dynamics of this country. Politics is the only way to change the life and the livelihoods of the people. Politics is the only way to take us to where we are yearning for. So those individuals do not listen to Sabally. They will not, simply because Sabally do not even stand on grounds. Sabally is an economic jungler. Sabally is a political prostitute.
Why?
We all know what prostitutes are. They can be jumping from one place to another just to make sure that they have the money that they want to go home with. So Sabally basically joined politics simply because he wants to gain resources. He wants to gain fame. He wants to gain money. Yes, in as much as we said that I am poor, but sometimes my integrity matters. It matters a lot.
So are you saying that Sabally currently stand at a chance of having all his economic, plans?
It's not like having a chance. He already had it. The day that Sabally joins NPP, what was given to him? A brand new pickup. Ford. It is telling you these are agreements that Sabally has made with the ruling party.
But from Sabally, from interview that was conducted at the State House, Sabally made it very clear that he has no plan with President Barrow that President Barrow should give him something or to give him money. He said he joined NPP and saw that the National Development Plan of the Gambia.
Everybody can say that. Everybody can say that. I deny it. I deny it. There are agreements that Sabally did with the government or with NPP economically. That when I came, probably people Sabally returned the vehicle that is given to him by United Democratic Party as their campaign manager, the pickup that is given to him by United Democratic Party.
But if he resigned, I think it is befitting that he has...
Yes, he returned it. He resigned. Simply because maybe what United Democratic Party is giving to him was not sufficient enough.
That's your perception?
Yes.
Are you sure?
I'm sure. Was not enough to sustain Sabally and his daily life. So he deemed it necessary to cross carpet to the ruling party, whereby he's going to be introduced to a luxurious life. Sabally is given a car. You cannot tell me that you join individuals who are adding their salaries for themselves. The likes of Sidin Jai, the Speaker of the Assembly, the President, ministers, adding their salaries. When teachers are paid little less than $3,500. When hospitals are left with no medicines. When mothers and their babies are walking all under the sun, trying to sell just to have something that they can go home with. As small as that. But them increasing their salary, making life more meaningful to them. And they should be servants of the people when people are poor and they are getting richer. So you cannot tell me Sabally joined those political party or those clueless individuals to change the narrative. That is a central thing, a central reason why Sabally joined. That is, Sabally's join is economically motivated.
Economically motivated. Omar Sanyang said that Sabally's joining NPP is economically motivated. Omar, to continue, as a young politician, as an upcoming politician, Omar, considering the standard of Sabally, his opposition standard, do you believe, would you think Sabally joining NPP now would make the Barrow's administration, to be free from public accountability? Because Sabally was one of those individuals who constantly gives constructive criticism to the government. So him joining the bandwagon now, do you think now, the Barrow's government would have a way to sail through because individuals like Sabally have already succumbed to their ideas?
One of the reasons why opposition parties are built is to give criticisms, constructive criticisms to political parties. Sorry, to the ruling government. Sabally cross-carpeting does not change the narrative that opposition parties are going to continue, in as much as they know their duties, are going to continue to give criticisms to the president. So Sabally moving is just like 1 out of 100. Yes, sometimes the oppositions Sabally will be giving us criticisms that are very good for the government. Criticisms that if governments are really following suit, it doesn't necessarily mean Sabally have to join them. But those criticisms can help the government in, changing their dynamics. That is, if the whole government agree, the clueless people agree. But Sabally joining them, now, I cannot call you it is a blank. But I can tell you that political parties or opposition political parties should continue to do the good work that they are doing to make sure that we have transparency and accountability. Most especially opposition political parties, plays a crucial role in making sure that the anti-corruption bill is passed. And it is passed the last time. You understand that these are reasons why opposition political parties are built. That you criticize the government. We understand that Sabally is constantly talking about corruption. Constantly. Sabally just previously, on Civic Bantaba, he talked about youths that are dying in the Mediterranean Sea. I don't know whether you understand. And what is the government doing about that? Just recently, Gambia mourned more than hundreds of Gambian youths who left their family simply because they want to search for a greener pasture. Sabally knows that they moved simply because the government suppressed them. Suppression might not be physically, but economically they were suppressed. That I do not have the things that I need to sustain myself in my land. What will happen is I will start moving out of the country, start for greener pasture. And sometimes you will talk to them, for most of them to come back home, they will tell you, I prefer dying here than coming back home. What does that tell you? That home is empty. Sabally, knowing that the government that makes home empty cannot add anything apart from continuing to empty the home. That is the political party, or that is the government that he joined. You cannot tell me that Sabally wants to change that narrative.
So you are saying, despite Sabally's movement to the NPP, there is still hope that government would hold to account, because we have other political parties, and of course, other politicians who are opposition, and they are ready to do much as Sabally did.
Yeah.
So, Omar, considering this now, Sabally being the campaign manager, and campaign manager's role is key and of course fundamental in any political party. So, considering Sabally's recent movement to the NPP, would this cost a problem to the United Democratic Party, concerning Sabally was the campaign manager?
Of course, it will, because most of the people of the United Democratic Party have so much hope and confidence in Sabally. Yes, they might be on social media telling you that his move does not move us anymore. But it does. Sabally is very close to the Secretary General of the United Democratic Party. Just recently, in the morning before coming here, I saw a painting of Sabally on social media, and Usainu Dabo is close to that painting, touching and appreciating that painting. That is telling you how key Sabally was at the United Democratic Party. It was very key, it was very essential. So the move of Sabally from United Democratic Party to NPP is going to weaken UDP. Maybe it might not weaken them that much, but it's going to weaken them, and it's going to take them time for them to recover from the heartbreak that they are going through right now. It is totally a heartbreak. That none of them will ever think that Sabally is going to be the one that is going to do this. Like when I talk to most of the people previously, most of the UDP stroke gets that Sabally is going to move. Most of them are thinking that I am mad. They will be like, "Ita nya mad, ita man kende." Sabally so move no nyadi. Sabally muna na ba move la. It's like Sabally fa fama fenna to lewa kai. No mo road yala, a luxurious life every Friday aba baba ya ba bahalo do malaji. I don't understand. So what's kono? About the UDP ite lala no, because Sabally will move lale. Kabut la political party to karai to la number one driver. Me anko to ni wala ka compete. Come ite be kelo kono rek. Mbere ya ni ndani de la driver mbere ya bola mbadande la gawado ndara join lot pour que de fight. So about the ko Sabally UDP la 8 points all land. So me anko wala UDP badande la Sabally all land. So someone can use that thing against them. I saw use no correct. Okay, UDP weakness. Let's use that weakness against them. Come in the weakness, or maybe Gabo muka come back. Nimben Fangol muka come back. Nimfinta banda maybe more badera on commenter, but Nimben Fangol Pungon and Mabungon Karuson call. For instance, there is a weakness. So in the film that join the come door. Buffalo go running Banta Kamo Kanabo. So Sabally holding that position, campaign manager, part of the central committee. That everything that has to do with the party. From me uncle party nyanda katama wala Sabally alone. Mena party badande Sabally alone. It will nyanda kamene ka de ko batani ya bondije Sabally alone. What do you understand?
Yeah, so like Sabally ko ita nyade like for abe UDP de man torala ba wala fabe gambe be torala. Abe
UDP toral la ba gambe toral.
Gambe nyadi abe gambe.
Because niya wala nan ko abe soko young politician mi anon ko wala ba banko. Abe toral ba ga. Ba ko ha. Politiko mum fene mi anon ko nyanda kan na balu wala faling. Balu falun dulalam politiko. Amanke ko di soto dulat. Dara raje pour ka molle la balu faling. Nen la fa ko di soto la mbida am bantum poil. Soko do soto no dame. But la faka mol la balwala falunni mol mi yalon ko wallente tambinde nya sa momin bu ko Sabally mi yalon ko sa fono nyim banko fandinkel jamaa be nun ka jibe ko atele muy la role model what twist chonta within a blink of an eye. I joined the opposition political party. If I do okay na merek, mo baby to jibe kang sang, Ibrahim Alwasan. Bijeng, ada Ibrahim Tonda. Afaro dula mi alon ka afon ko wala kadaf. Afon ko wala kadaf. Ako wala fen. Ako fen wal kungkon. Wal man do ko no e malon man sakunda ka tama nyame. Moni malon man sakunda ka ere jonda wal kan ere man ko lo badan ka kan do banko murundi kam foire ya jawol ko. No adu ni move hakilo sa man wa tamale jan Sabally ya muto no fo ya did almost 6 days to 7 days and then ya muta mun kan wolon ko akuma kan from ya lon ko rola man sakunda ko mun kan ya lon ko like Sabally be bangol trek kan so o ko be keta an Sabally na ka mudu ya lon ko amame kungo dro finde rek kasafero ki UDP ko mole ko ata pati batara NPP do comme ya fanyami there are so many reasons like causing Sabally to move to NPP. So Omar, Sabally kada mud melon ko anala ka kalamul finta ni watin kana song can kick me like wolon ko ite mutalo no ite control no la. So Omar, ite kana song and can kick me ite ko nyadi like say ya kick le ma wala fo abanyadi mo ema cage afon la fon cage ema cage afon la fon cage asondale kana so nyadi mo mi sonda sa asondale. So the brand should be out. The brand is deceiving the people. It should be out. The brand is not fit for purpose. Can't have song. Can't cage me. You cage yourself. It's on there. Yes, they cannot cage him, but I cage myself. Ako ndason na kabul nyumbungan. Ndason na kata Fine TV. Ndason na. Andung Fine TV call them murano. Sa nim fo na ram fo ngayon dun dang tira Fine TV. Fo Fine TV lang cage. Fo ngayon fo sama na. Fo ngayon fo cage. So Sabally let tabo wale nyama kana song you can cage me. I think it's all bullshit. And it should be out because Sabally is deceiving. Kung adi ko kunungo ay modo le post kana song can cage me ngamera wale la wadende ko ni. Sabally wadende ko funga ka sanne. You think that is free? Ninko ko Sabally is an economic jungle, I believe it. Wadende is not free. They are not giving it for free. The brand you buy it. Ekada ko ni sanne. So ni asan ko ga ajmala. Jo adam brand yo. No adam brand. You ada ka profit channel. Sabally ka profit channel. Sabally kam. What is business? All of them go an economic jungle. You understand go kabring Thomas Sankara nada in Burkina Faso. I mean the money ko business available. You ko they are in government business available. I build a business order. Politics cannot go with business. It cannot. Politics is its own business. I'm out of function business. It's business all I know I can. What happened to some of the businessmen are not politicians? You cannot tell me Ja is a politician. He's a businessman. What they can do, business or coming a political, wala nga ka politician or influence. It plays a crucial role in politics. Aka government la policy dol falin nole. Science and as I will give you maybe $5 million. Yes, I will give that to the government. But I want to monopolize the maybe mano ning cemento ni bangkoka. No di barola. Mo mano export la nanjang na manggajat. So aba influence kan ne. So wala nang ko kan cage me. Kana song. Sabally sondale. Ane no brand ninga wafile. Branding wafo Sabally kada manin soto jela whether we agree to it or not. Adam ko is an economic jungle. Sabally amira kana politiko kono anada jela pur ka nafulo sot. Come piolo coming for the if you want to get ill-gotten wealth, join African politics. Kana regabi ya jela puso kono inaita. Moyo to batakon. You go to other parts of the world. Other parts of Gambia jamfong eta Gambia maybe the provincial part. Abadala ko do ka baluning dala staluli la wala si keme. Ka wala da sama kontong simo. Ela ndawlo bola kon. Ita mroba fambarkarin na solo na ko. These are realities on the ground. Sir. Omar, ngamoy ko kunung ko Sabally kabata state house. Kumakon me move fuji like walong ko I am 100% committed to NPP. So Omar, ite politician o melong ko you are young politician.
How would you interpret this statement of Momodou Sabally and what does it signal? Sabally and Kumakon or ati appointed sign 100% committed to NPP.
Kabrin Sabal Nara UDP Ako is going to be committed 100%. Kabanara UDP Ako is committed 100%. 100% committed to United Democratic Party. So now Kumakino Fana for NPP, it's just like the same thing. It's committed. New NPP move the next elections, and so that will happen. New the next elections, any ruling party Sabally will join. Funding ruling party in Malabar. But he will do yala more go metola. It's a parasite.
Why do you describe Sabally as a parasite?
It's a parasite. Abela like a naki wol bala ke susu. Kade ko I space soro no ka kunje. Abela like ka naki wol bala ke susu fa space soro ay kung. So na kunda wala bekelang abela like ka yala more mi alon ka la pa kaman. Sabal bagala karab la daga ko man ko di. Sambe ba mo ko Adam Barrow position on dial.
How sure are you?
That is 110% so. And then Bafala maybe March or June, Bamala Sabally is appointed to be this or that. Sabally joined the jail because I don't know Momo be NPP, Momo be idea me CJ. Kulumbula be ngani akile. Wa kululess people will be ngani akile. Dr. Ismail season only mume ngani akile. That is, they went there to gain money, resources from the state and from the government. So Sabally I am 100% committed to NPP. It's just that Ning Sidinja Koyoko, I am 100% committed to NPP. Ning NPP Boraje, the government that will come. As if they are the only individual man ko tola ka fude no mena better than me mameda. So ibo wala nyama. So Sabally kumakong I am committed to 100% committed to NPP. It's just a saying.
Omar, Sabally Fanaya Fuko at the joined the NPP or he joined NPP and so that to help Barrow's government meet the National Development Plan. So as a young politician, how do you see this state? Because these are statements that I am state house. You know, I have state house Kabila Finland and President Barrow your discussion also. Like he joined NPP to ensure that to help Barrow to be able to meet the plans of this country because this country needs to develop. So it is good.
For the National Development Plan, couldn't call it. Couldn't call the National Development Plan.
They will answer that.
Huh?
They will answer that.
Yeah, that. For couldn't call it National Development Plan, man, couldn't call. National Development Plan nada kabiring baro nada fasabal kabiring tamin naka baro kada be amalango National Development Plan was existing. Amolo. I don't know there is a National Development Plan. And this National Development Plan nimbonko be tamala wala. Sabally alon juna. Bare a man la finun ka fango cake. I am miranun ko ni UDP winter. Wabe banni mbondira kane after integrity damande ngome menabul wabe tulabul but saying ade fe aje ko maybe there is no way for them winning ako e ko mbat nga saw NPP asawunda National Development Plan mom findi kunun ko Sabally cannot change that National Development Plan. He cannot influence NPP.
You know, like many believe Barrow is not the problem, but more me will Barrow surround one problem. But Sabally joining them. So do you think Sabally will contribute?
It's just like adding salt to an injury. Ni baramata ye kota ye lakang. Aka baramo garaw ni kula aka diminde. So ni do sa no nyol ba dameng. Dr. Ismail Sisa nyol ba dameng, Sidinja nyol ba dameng. Wal tara je naful ñu non la naful le wol CJ bakat from ndara ñol be dam naful le wol CJ so Sabally to will be influence la no CC ñol be dam Sabally to will influence la no because Sabally tara kala on part of the national cake letter. So if you cannot win them you join them. So Sabally your mental like I cannot win them so I have to join them. Let's all party. Mbahal cabinet. Sabally wants to be part of the Mbahal people. Afro nation, just couldn't go Afro Domakan. It is telling you, Kabin Sabally joined the Jesang, Amanda Baba and Mbahal no more. So now I'm gonna have Afra Afra nation, yeah, Afra already. So Afra nyingi bola talakang sabal tata kala on share of the Afralta. Wata molbe duma jange be kini banyang kensang wal damaka. Molbe jang miyang ko waddo ni tabiro fon. Waddo dol ye wal kasing kir kensang wal chog. Ye joka tato rek kaje pour dini wal sa hobsono no e nabe tabiro la. Ko jankele alamu da fajanni alabe solo wato min.
So Omar, like Sabally keda mudi manam yana ko Sabally has been chanting Barrow's government is a bad government, the corrupt government, so like for over a long period of time. So like Omar, how do you see Sabally's statement before? Like whether it was Sabally just doing this for the sake of having public popularity, or was Sabally just doing this for other benefits? What do you think Sabally was doing this for?
Sabally was doing it because maybe Arafaka Kaitan the UDP are he's committed. The issue of commitment I mean for no NPP he's 100% committed to NPP. So he wants to do it the same to UDP. Kajako he's committed. That Alafa family. For Molia Sabal Bakataka. I never trust the man. When I start following politics, I figure out certain investment. I don't trust them, and Sabally is one of them. Matros, I don't like the way he does politics. That is not politics. That is not. That is not. So kajako iti ko ibo kuwala fali na miyalang kuwala ba tama kang bangko ka. Yung kuwala ba bangko ba tandika. Ito man talaga bangko faling, ito ba bangko murundi kang komale. So bangko murundi ko mon normal la fuwala. Faka miyalang ko ba yung bangko sa mga ngala fawal. Bari ko jonta mo ka miyalang ko walta yung bangko sa mga nyado. Faka bangko murundi ko. Sa ere fana la faka taraw mo ka. So that is the sad reality. That Sabally, whatsoever that he have been saying on social media, whatsoever that he has been ranting on social media, that this is what and what I want to do, or this is what the government should do. Sometimes there are things they are very important. But Sabally was doing it for a reason, to show UDP that I am committed to your political party and to gain public, popularity. So that is all.
Interesting. Esteemed viewers, just to remind you once again, this is your political Bantaba, and on Fine TV Gambia, on the viewpoint. And with me here is a 30-year political science student at the University of the Gambia, who is Omar Sanyang. And then just to remind you once again, the purpose of this discussion is centrally centered on the recent cross-carpeting of Momodou Sabally to the national ruling party. So Omar, being a young politician, do you think that Sabally's cross-carpeting right now, Sabally cross-carpeted to NPP, would this give Gambians a negative perception of politics?
Yeah. Coming up on Nyamerek, politics is a serious game. Politics is very serious. And the likes of Sabally, it's like, aba political non kan kule. Like, more la perception about politics. Munem political. More zafa ko, ma ko nga barak. Wala political. That does not define politics. But Sabally nyol sifal, wala benun yung bangko ka. Ma ko nga baraka. Alin samba jente ko dos lado le fuarea. Alin samba je purale nante ya alien dan. Alin samba je purale na ya la problem ol fanye. Alin samba je pur nga kale mo nyaton ko. Alin samba je pur nga faratol sad. Ninta dulal to bendere taminde la to saram ko. Nintara jame ol to maybe intella place batara nyato. Atol tay tara ko. Nintara public garden solte be privilege min dilato leto dilat. Bem dilete to dilat. Sabay mo yami da coming. Walang political. That is how politics is. Popular. Popularity. Fame. Living a luxurious life. Just to name a few. And that woman political define. So you can understand the likes of Sabally will join the political camp. Yeah, so called the current movement. It's going to give bad connotation to politics. Come mo yami political mo mako nga barakal. Ali mako nga barak. Alin tamin ni nga saral nya. Ndey katol di fisa mantewa.
So it what should be done to ensure that this thing is overcome? Like, because currently many Gambians believe that politics is a dirty game. It's a game where you go and end it yourself. So, as a young politician, I know you have some other individuals who are also engaged in politics and are very young. What is your stand towards this particular issue as it happens?
The dynamics needs to change. The dynamics needs to change. Yung banko failed from the initial inset, from 1965 to date. There was no proper foundation covering political direct representative or indirect representative kumasta in Bangkok. People were not being honest to each.
What are your evidence?
From 1965, Kanana, Kalonko, Jawara Jamano, political benu nyame nga bawol nyama hanis kabi. Kamol disi, ka foyo ko, mako ele nga baraka kati fay ni nga tirale san. Ya remember kabrim doinata in the 1980s. Jawara benu kamin fo banko muli. Ade, ñun kamin fo wale, hani fa la muso de la muso. Yo fa defa ma ya ba fa le fay nyama. Dala muso nen moy de wala. So that is the way of politics. Me alan ko wala ba ñim banko kan no. Andong wala be what kiran ñina ba continue kan.
So you say fali no ñaade la.
The only thing means fali no wala civic education. Yeb mol karandi la ñantol la. Mëna mi la ñantol di andong mu netol fana la long kango. Dan ka fay ko ha, this is my right, this is my right. Yeah, every right goes with a responsibility. Mëna ndala lodu la. Ndala tamaram bulol be kala mene. So manyum banko kan ha dem bar santol nganda kaje ko ngamineke kaje ko nyum banko e afon sotono. So civic education amanya na ko commencer senior school, primary school or nursery school na so commence no je. Mo ya commencer ka long from there ay nanang sant. Badal ko generation o min binakang aftan tol will not face certain things that are currently happening. So Sabally nyol law mindset sifa. Ntola generation asake non nga kana ba generation min bina kan tol duma moy man la fi tolle ñi banko samba wa ñama ñu banko ñanda ka tale banko ñanda ka banko de ñang xana ñanda ka banko mo be na fa bari fa ñu banko be banko mo be na fa ndemal la ñi sey non min e ka fo what it's not what your country can do for you, it's what you can do for your country. I don't believe in those sayings. It's what your country can do for you. Ndanga carte fe wala kamma amanga tamang carte fe pour ngata ngam to ndanga carte fe le pour ngana rad sol dol ta ngi delegate man to kunda man koy ko la fale ñi nit ñi ne kany me commande la amanga nga fe ko du karam balé ñi kany you are my servant do ko le CJ e bo mo do mi be bo mi gandela sang e comme nga fitar la ta jang koy ko nka ko kalna ka tam fitan wato wat ndar ba fala ko nay fitaro ke bi ani sama e fan no bare jam fi raman tan la fay je fi ko bar bi man na do ko ba ko ba bu ndela sarare la government bo wala nyama ton le CJ it's like nyanta ke command le bar man na man tar ke command because malon man na nyantol long ya ma bon na le ye cikale ye kafun ye ke dulata ye keje sa yamula metakan ni simal be banko kono wana wala ni la faka banko mol control ekela mindset la control. The mind is the center of the human being. Na man traka function well fam kata wala nyama tol chen ni banko ka e ka dol fonga de ba cheating matama ka. Sometimes I can tell you this for free about media. Sometimes nka para jël na concentration kata off maka concentrate because things are many, things nka mira minna are many, so sometimes nka stock like, so I don't think, sometimes nka tara wal nyama, sometimes nka tara na bungko na ndamma and think of certain governmental aspect and I start talking on my own. Nka realize ko ndamma ba diam kam fange ka tara meda. So psychologically it is affecting people. Mentally, it is damaging us. So what happens sometimes, joining government politics at your young age is risky. It is, but what can we do? The only thing we can do to change the narrative is to join them. Nil left puru ka nyum banko falling at ko ananda kata nyamen ay tawa nyama fanga ndadu nje. So Sabally nyol chifal man lef wol la nyum banko ka Sabally wol chifal man lef wol chifal sia comme ngamen fa bi rek naka da nyum banko funding kel ka Sabally nyol le simfa dano nyum banko has a long way to go.
Omar, interesting. So, like, has this happened now? What is your stand as a young politician?
My stand is still the same. I will continue from where I stopped. That I will talk to people in as much as I can. Ya lonko political bank ma ko nga barakat. Political ma koy nge barakan. Ma koy nge barakan. Somebody na ngira balu nya fale.
Could the next young politician who will join NPP be you?
Never.
Why?
I belong to a political party that is built upon ideas. And I see those ideas before joining political parties.
What's the political party?
Of course, People's Democratic Organization for Independence and Socialism. It is built upon ideas. Ideal law, political party law. And it's very important in political party formation. Ideas. Because akatama wala political party katama ideal. Tamaram bulul, ñina banta bulul ntel laftal ni nata pawa nga ñin nek. Bar mo ñanta ka wasal. Waso bete abara harmadiya fonda manga political fonda harmadiya. Harmadu nga wasa. Dama nga membe bul ya wasa wala. Se bulo wulin no biya wa alhamdulillah ndefana bi mbalu nya fi sada mo jama la balu nya ni mango kam wasa wala I content with that.
Sabally said that
for Wellington. How was that?
They will answer that question. But Sabally said he thanked Allah for making things easy. He is content that what he has for the past years without being working for any public office.
He's an economic jungle. Without working for any public office, yes. Because of man kasa wadi aban. I mean for aban. Till Malian Baker and Bango come from 1994. Kana for 2016. Sabally was part of it. Sabally was the head of civil servants, the secretary general and the head of civil servants. Dogula ba Bango kam na bata president wala minister. Kapa permanent secretary kana duma Sabally bol be san. Me an ko ba doko la man takunda la ko directly executive la ko directly Sabally bol be san. Tinyar jelle ketawo bundal fawala tinyar jelle ketawo Sabally yo kalam dalaw man kay kumpodi anda dabo tinyarol kono so nana ta ko I am content with what I have. Is that the case? Because kabiri ya bani kay go man ta do ko kay black ata jele ko modol bije yani wol ban nyolale bari wol joint amal to kunda kan ba do ko le nafle ba ma bi la motol brande Armantara Femborene for people. The likes of Mamburin Jai were banned, but he worked for the government, the former finance minister of the Gambia. So what Sifal, more Sifal, me uncle, well saying RFA will be living in a luxurious life. Come back Fanangambulo Faika. Let me join the bandwagon. I also want to live the same thing. I can tell you this for free, Sabally is an economic jungle and that is undeniable.
Interesting. Esteemed viewers, I just hope you are enjoying this interesting discussion with a young politician and of course a third year student at the University of the Gambia majoring history and of course let me say a political science student. Not before we leave the studio, Omar, finally we would give you the floor to share your opinion or about Sabally's issue and of course what advice do you have for young politicians or Gambians at large as politics remains your passion as a young Gambian?
Thank you very much, Ibrahim. And thank you, esteemed viewers, for taking the time and listening and watching us from Fine TV. Politics is a serious game. Politics is as serious as our life. You play with politics, you are playing with your life. as politics is the only means to change the dynamics of this country. Politics continues to be the only means to make sure that the lives and the livelihoods of our people are better. Politics will continue to be the only means to make sure that we have representatives in our House of Parliament, we have representatives in the government, we have representatives in our local areas. So, young politicians watching this, let us be mindful. Join political parties with ideas. Make sure those ideas are ideas that you think are realistic. Make sure those ideas are ideas that you think are attainable. Make sure those ideas are ideas that you think can better the lives and livelihoods of the people. As politics is a serious game, we remain committed on serving the people that we owe, that is the Gambian people and then the African people at large, to make sure we better the lives and livelihoods of the people. So, Kana song, let them not cage you as they cage the Kana song brand leader. Don't be caged. Follow the ideas that you think are realistic, are attainable, and ideas that you think can better the lives and livelihoods of the people. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Omar Revolutionary Sanyang. Of course, a third-year political science student at the University of the Gambia. Thank you for accepting our invitation. And at Fine TV, we are honored to receive you here. And we hope that we'll get you whenever need arises. Esteemed viewers and followers, this was all we have for you today. And it was your political bantaba. So, on the theme, Sabally's recent cross carpet to the national ruling party, which is NPP. We've had a very fruitful discussion with the young politician here, who is a politician from PDOIS, that is DOI. Not to keep you long, and then this all we have for you. I was your host, Ibrahim Bay, and then do stay and enjoy the rest of our programs. Don't forget to like, share, and of course comment on our YouTube and Facebook page. And then keep following. This is Fine TV Gambia Viewpoint. Thank you. See you next time. Bye bye.